Takulandirani ku AMTV Malawi kuchimake kwa nkhani zenizeni. Ngati nkhani imeneyo kuno kulibe, dziwani kuti nkhani imeneyo ndi yabodza.
Members, let me call the meeting to order. Welcome back, controlling officer and your team. I think as a committee, we had suspended to ensure that our other members and you and your team members can at least have a half break by nature, because you've been here from somewhere around 2 and you walked in around 1:30. So it's been some time. So by nature, I felt on behalf of the committee that we can break and give you that liberty to do anything. And at the same time, the committee also looked at the questions that we offered to you, or we gave you to attend to. But during the discussions, we've almost handled all the questions that we gave you through supplementary questions from the questions that were posed, because we've had a chance from Lilongwe Mpenu, as well as we went on to Mulanje Southeast. We had Chitipa Central, Katabe Central, Chikwawa North, and we had to wrap up from Mulanje West. As a chairperson, I came in with a few other questions, but when you look at all the questions which this committee asked you, it appears that we have handled almost all the substantive questions which we asked you as FDH to respond to. That being said, I would like to ask you as controlling officer and your team members to consider stating to this committee elements that you feel that this we haven't presented to the committee. If we had handled it in this manner, it would have beefed up to our submission. I would like to give you that chance. If you feel that something has not been put into perspective, you can clear it. Thereafter, I will give you a chance to do your closing remarks. But to begin with, if you feel that there are issues that the committee deserves to have, kindly proceed to do so. Over to you, controlling officer.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members. Perhaps the first thing, it would be ideal for us to also respond to the comment that was made by our Honorable Member representing Mulanje West with regards to submission of information to this committee. Honorable Chair would like to confirm that we submitted all the supporting documentation to this committee before our appearance today. So we can confirm that we have indeed submitted that information. Perhaps the second thing that we would like to stress is to do with our mandate. Our mandate was really to verify the instruction that we received in line with the agreement that we have with the customer, but also in line with the regulations that we follow as an institution that is regulated by the central bank. And indeed, to the best of our ability, we did execute our duties. There is perhaps the biggest issue that keeps coming out was the issue to do with the 30%. And as we indicated, which we would wish to have on record, is the fact that the payment that we were making, the instruction did not stipulate that what we were paying was the 30%. Chair, you will note that in the actual agreement, if we look at how the payment was supposed to be made, the initial payment was 40% within 14 days of signing the agreement, which was signed on the 27th of November. That 40% ideally should have been paid in December. The second installment was the 30%, which was supposed to be paid upon receipt of the tax clearance certificate. Those two together make up 70%, which is perhaps equivalent to what was paid. Now, if you look at the timeline, and in line with what we indicated earlier, that it is not for us to go and question the client, we would have questioned the client to say, why did you not pay after 14 days? Because that meant that they were in breach of whatever agreement they had signed. But this payment was being made much later, and it was comprising 70%. We can only suspect on our part that perhaps it also included the milestone for the tax clearance certificate. But those are only speculations because it is not within our mandate to go and question. If it was for us to question, then we should have questioned the client why they did not pay earlier the 40%. So we would just like to put on record that the instruction that we received did not stipulate that we were paying the first installment. It was simply a payment. So the rest is perhaps up to speculation. I think otherwise, we have adequately addressed and put forward the information that we could have put forward to support the process. And we would like to therefore end there in terms of our explanations to the questions that you raised. Thank you.
Thank you so much. On the things that you've raised, it has also touched on tax clearance. I think this is exactly what we also got from other interactions that even MRI got. But this far, Public Accounts Committee has not seen any tax clearance certificate or anything of this transaction. We'll explore on ways on how we're going to get that so that each and every player is brought to book and we proceed in a respectful manner. Having said that, I'll hand over to you so that you can offer your closing remarks if there are any for today's deliberations. Over to you, Controlling Officer.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members. In closing, we would like to thank the committee for affording us this opportunity to come and explain in terms of our part in the transaction, and also to provide clearance with regards to our responsibility. As an institution regulated by the Reserve Bank of Malawi, we are responsible for supporting the investigation, and we remain committed to support any information that you would require on our part so that you arrive at a conclusion to the matter. And we would just like to thank you that you allowed us to be heard, perhaps instead of merely making a decision on our behalf, but you have allowed us to come and explain ourselves. And we believe that transparency is indeed very important. and we can indicate that we carry our work with utmost responsibility, and we have been transparent to this committee in regards to all the actions that we have taken on our part. And we can only hope and believe that the committee will consider the information that we have provided. And therefore, would like to thank you for affording us this opportunity that we were given. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Controlling Officer. From this side, as Public Accounts Committee, would like to appreciate your appealing to this committee upon receiving second invitation. And I would like to appreciate in that you've conducted yourselves, the whole team. You've conducted yourself in a respectful manner to this committee and to Parliament. This is what we need as citizens of this great nation, because we are all just performing a specific duty so that we can change few things that can be changed. If we can't, then who? You haven't been defensive, you've been open enough. This is the way we can shape a proper and a new nation. And it is our default belief that other banks are going to emulate from the way you've conducted yourself. The way you've conducted yourselves and the controlling officer, I should believe that girls and women out there who are watching, who are listening, they have been motivated enough. And this is what we need from a girl child, inspirations, existing ones. And that kind of gesture that you've shown to Public Accounts Committee, to Parliament, take note that it has been noticed, and would like once again to appreciate in the manner that you've conducted yourselves as a bank, because you played a role, but you haven't appeared and started being defensive or whatnot. You owned up, you explained your roles in respect to the law, because we're here just to do our part. Once again, thank you, and on that note, we wish you well. In the event that we need more clarifications or any other support as Public Accounts Committee in this inquiry, we will also reach out. We wish you well and travel safe. Have a blessed evening. You may leave at your pleasure. Thank you.
Osaiwala kupanga subscribe ku channel ya AMTV Malawi.